and I'll take it. There's nothing wrong with being wholesome. Wholesome with a little spice on top.
Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about Welcome to Plathville, Season 5, Episode 5. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. This show starts off with Moriah and Barry headed to a tattoo shop for Moriah to get her rebel tattoo on her arm. They talked about this in the previous episode. Barry comes along just to be a witness to her getting the tattoo and to be supportive. He talks about how 10 years ago he would have never stepped foot in a tattoo shop. But now he is a changed man, so he is there, and honestly, he has a very positive attitude. And of course, Barry always finds a way to say or ask something awkward, and this was no exception. I'm going to put in a clip here.
Have you ever tattooed anybody's nose?
Nose?
Yeah.
The man thinks about it for a bit and eventually says no, and he also says he has done tattoos for 27 years, and no one has ever asked him that. Of course, it was Barry Plath that was able to come up with a question that no one else has asked. Everything goes smoothly. It's pretty uneventful. I mean, it's eventful because she's getting a tattoo, but nothing dramatic or anything. Nothing goes wrong. It's all good. I do want to point out, in case you don't know this, Moriah already has tattoos, and I knew that, but somehow I did not ever know she had such a large flower tattoo. She's a rather large flower tattoo on her leg, so she is not new to getting tattoos. She's done this a few times. After this, we move on to LA, where we see Micah getting together with some of his friends. He wants to introduce his new friends to some of his old friends. They all get together at a bar. There's 2 guys and 1 girl. The girl's name is Allie, and we find out that she is attracted to Micah. They had previously met at a party, and Allie says Micah was the only person she remembers from that night. It seems like Micah really enjoys spending time with her. Allie does point out, though, that she identifies as queer, but she is attracted to guys like Micah.
That being said, like, there is, like, a certain type of guy that, like, I'd be, like, curious about, and he falls into, like, that, like...
Now, she does continue to talk and actually says that she finds him attractive, so she doesn't just say curious. It's clear she's a little bit interested in Micah. But then another girl arrives that Micah has invited, and it sounds like he says that her name is Sydney. I listened to it a few times. I feel almost certain he says Sydney, but then his friends are talking, like, over to the side, and they're talking to the camera, and they're not certain if her name was Sydney or Cindy. But then Micah makes this joke, and I'm like, was it a real joke, or was he being serious? I feel certain that her name is Sydney based on what he said, but I'm going to throw in the joke that he made here.
Is it Sydney or Cindy?
Yeah, which one is it? Hi,
Lindsay.
by the way.
It's Lindsay?
Okay, I have no idea if that was a real joke or not, but he said Sydney all throughout the show, so I think it was a joke. He is interested in Sydney. He's been getting to know her, but he still likes Allie, so he really doesn't know who he's that into. But it seems like he's just at a point in his life where he's not looking for a serious relationship. He does say in the future he would like to get married and have kids, but he's just not there now. He's really young, and he's out in LA living his life away from his parents. There's absolutely no rush. So we just get a glimpse into who he is out there in LA. After this, we move over to the Plath house, where we see Kim visiting the kids and Barry. So Kim is visiting the house that Barry and the kids currently live in. It's the one that she lived in when they were still married. She says she stops by about once a week. And I have to be honest with you guys, I am very impressed with how Barry and Kim are handling this, at least the way it appears on camera. It seems like they communicate well, and they're willing to tolerate each other for the kids. We do find out that Kim and Barry have came to the decision that they are going to be selling the big house. So that is the house they're in for this scene. The kids will then be going between Barry and Kim's homes.
So we both decided to sell the big house to make up for the income that I won't be getting from that other rental property.
This is going to mean a change for the kids. They're going to probably have to go from Barry's to Kim's, unless they decide to just stay at one parent's house most of the time and then just visit, just hop over to the other house and spend time with the other parent. It does sound like they're going to be living very close together. So this isn't going to mean a huge change when it comes to location. It's just going to mean an adjustment to the kids when it comes to where they stay. I do wonder, though, when the cameras aren't there, how well do Barry and Kim get along? I wonder what it's like when there are no cameras present, and I wonder how much time they actually do see each other with the kids. Next, we see Moriah at home, and she is hosting a sleepover for her sisters. I think it's easy to forget how many girls are in this family because we don't see the younger ones that often. But altogether, she has Amber, Cassia, Mercy, and Lydia all over, and they really seem to enjoy getting to stay there at Moriah's place. They say they get to go over there about twice a month. Moriah says that she wants to invite them over to help take their mind off of all the things that are going on at home, and because sometimes she just wants some other people around. You know, she lives there, but it's just her and her dog, so I'm sure she likes the company, specifically because before this, she lived with Ethan, Nathan, and Olivia, and then before that, she lived with her family, and there were just so many kids in that family. I'm sure living alone sometimes gets to her, and it's awesome that they get to go spend time with their big sister. So to me, this is just a really cute little scene with the girls. Now, by the time this airs, Moriah has already added some more tattoos to her arm, or at least one longer tattoo that is next to the rebel tattoo. I'll go ahead and put in a clip of her talking about it here.
I got my rebel tattoo, but I've also added to that a bunch of stuff.
Moriah talks to her sisters about getting tattoos and how it's okay to do it if you're really sure you want whatever it is on you forever, and that they shouldn't be impulsive if they're wanting a tattoo. After this, Moriah takes the girls out for a nice lunch. It's really cute. They all go in there and try on Moriah's clothes, and they pick out some dresses to wear. It's just really cute. I think it's fun. I think when you're a younger sibling or you're younger and there's someone that's like not a parent, like someone you look up to that's a young adult taking you somewhere, I think that just always feels really special. So I thought this was really cute. So we see them getting ready, but before we actually see them get to the lunch, we move over to seeing Ethan and Olivia for the first time in this episode, and they are packing up their home in Tampa. Now remember, they're getting ready to make a move to Minnesota, and we find out that Ethan's grandparents, which are Barry's parents in Minnesota, really like Olivia and are very supportive of Ethan and Olivia's marriage. So they're looking forward to this move. They think they're going to have a lot of support there. And Ethan just seems to be all about it, all about his grandparents being there, all about the cold weather. He is very excited. Ethan ends up talking a little bit about his family.
Left Georgia to go back to Tampa to pack up. I didn't say goodbye to any of my family. I didn't stop by and see them.
So he has been there in Georgia near his family, but he said he only seen them 3 times, and then he didn't say goodbye to them. I just think this situation is really sad, and when you're watching Ethan as he talks about it, he looks sad. He just looks like this whole situation's really hurting him, which is understandable. So he doesn't say goodbye to them. He's going to be leaving, and then he explains why he didn't say goodbye.
Unfortunately, there's just not much time at all to go see everybody.
There was time. There was time to do it. It didn't have to be a long drawn out event. And he looks really sad when he says that. I think he just needed an excuse to justify why he didn't see them. And my thing about this is, it's sad to me that he can't see his siblings and Barry, because I do think Barry has changed. I think if Ethan sent Barry a text message and sent Lydia a message and said, I would really like to say goodbye to you guys before I go. Can we grab milkshakes or a coffee? I mean, I'm saying milkshakes because there's younger kids there in the family. You know, could we get together just to say goodbye? Or could you guys even swing by the shop and say bye? I don't think it needed to be a big event. I think just saying something to them before he left would have been good for him and his siblings and Barry. I don't know that Kim has changed enough right now that I don't know. I just feel like things are still really weird with Kim and Olivia and Ethan, but I feel like Barry really seems to have changed, and I just don't see why he can't see the other siblings, even if Moriah is not ready to see him. I wish he could have seen them. You know, you have to think about the relationship he has with his brothers and sisters. They were siblings and schoolmates and friends. They didn't have people they went to see at school. It was just their siblings. So their relationship was really strong, and now he's not seeing them. And I think it's sad to watch. And I think he looks sad. I think right now in the show, he looks like someone who's really hurt. After this, we see the Plath girls in Tampa. They have on all of their cute dresses and nice outfits. They're headed out to have lunch together. It's just really cute. I think for the younger girls in this family, this is something they're going to remember forever. And I'm sure Lydia and Moriah will as well. But there's just something special about being the younger one and going somewhere that feels sophisticated or more adult than you're used to. And then you know what I mean? Like, you get dressed up and it feels nice and special. So I think the girls are going to remember this forever. During the lunch, Moriah reminds them that they can call her anytime they need her, whether they need something or they just want to talk. There's not too much to it. It's just a cute sister date. After this, we head over to Ethan and Olivia's house. They have packed up all of their stuff, but before they go, they want to have a goodbye get-together with all of their friends. Olivia talks about how there was always people coming and going in their house because between Ethan, Olivia, Nathan, and Moriah, there was already 4 people. But then when they invited friends, there were just even more people around. And you can tell that even though Olivia is ready for her and Ethan to live alone again, she also enjoyed having all of the people all around. You can just tell that Olivia is a lot more social than Ethan. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But Ethan is really excited to move. So he's having fun at this party. But when it ends, they're in their sleeping bags, sleeping on the floor. And Ethan's like, I'm so excited. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. So it's like Christmas for Ethan. He's ready to go. I'm excited to see what happens for these two when they get there to Minnesota. And I'm really interested in seeing what Olivia will be like in an environment where there's no conflict, but there's family. You know, they're in Tampa, but they've had Moriah and Nathan, and there was conflict there with Moriah. What's it going to be like if they live alone, and yet they have supportive people on the outside? I think it's going to be different. But yeah, that was all of the episode. The recap was pretty short. I do want to say something, though, about Micah. I like Micah. I think he's funny. I don't take too much of what he says very seriously. Like when he's like kissing his muscles as he's flexing and doing that stuff, I think he's being funny. This is where I'm going with this. I think he could carry his own show. I think we could have a show that followed Micah in LA, moving out of Barry and Kim's house and just exploring the world, dating, working, you know, kind of growing into an adult. I think Micah could carry his own show. I don't know how long, I don't know how many seasons, but I think there could be a show there, or there could have been. But now it looks like he might be moving back to Georgia. It's kind of what the last episode gave us, is he might go back home. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think. It also looks like in the next episode, we're going to find out that Kim is going to be dating. She says she's met someone. So we have some stuff to look forward to. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you like my videos and haven't already, please go ahead and click like and subscribe. I appreciate all of the support and all of the comments, and I hope you come back.